What can you do when you feel stuck? What can you do when you feel like every day you're taking 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back? Well, I've got good news for you. You can change your life faster than you think. Not because you can become rich, fit, confident, organized, and emotionally healed by next Tuesday, because you probably can't, but you can change the direction of your life today. And direction matters way more than speed. Once your life starts moving in a better direction, small actions begin to build momentum. You trust yourself more. Better choices become easier, and eventually people call it transformation. But it usually begins with one honest decision. Most people try to change by creating an entirely new personality overnight. They decide that they're going to wake up at 5, exercise every day, stop eating junk food, read consistently, meditate, build a business, and then somehow become the kind of person who enjoys cold showers. Then they miss one morning. And because the plan required perfection, one mistake feels like total failure, so they quit. The problem is not that they can't change. The problem is that they tried to change everything at once. Your life is largely the result of repeated actions, your habits, not your intentions, not your plans, and not the speech you gave to your friends about how serious you are this time, your repeated actions. So the fastest way to change your life is to change what you repeatedly do. First, stop negotiating with the obvious. Most of us already know one thing we need to do right now: applying for that job, or making the appointment, or starting to exercise, or creating that budget, or writing that first page of your book, or putting the phone down and finally getting some sleep. The problem is not always lack of information. Sometimes we keep turning a clear decision into a daily debate. Should I start today? Maybe Monday would be better. Actually, the first of next month feels more official. Your brain can turn one simple task into a congressional hearing. Choose one area of your life and make the decision once. You are no longer deciding whether you will do it, you're deciding when and how. I want to get healthier is a preference. I will walk for 20 minutes after work, that's a plan. Next, make the better action easier. We love talking about discipline because it sounds tough, but discipline works better when your environment actually helps you. A phone beside your bed suggests scrolling. Food sitting on your counter suggests eating. A television already playing suggests staying on the couch. And meanwhile, that book you've always wanted to read is hidden in a drawer like classified information. So change the options. Place the book beside your bed. Prepare your clothes the night before. Remove distracting apps from your home screen. Keep healthier food visible. Make good decisions require fewer steps, and bad decisions require more steps. You should not have to win an emotional war every time you want to do something beneficial. Then shrink the action until it's difficult to avoid. People create goals that are impressive to announce but miserable to maintain. They promise to exercise for an hour, and then if they can't, they do nothing. They promise to write 2,000 words, and then if they can't, they write 0 words. Start smaller. Read 2 pages. Walk for 10 minutes. Write 1 paragraph. Clean 1 surface. Send 1 email. A small action does more to produce a result, and it gives you evidence. And every time you follow through, you prove that you are becoming someone who acts. That's how confidence is built. That's the secret. Confidence usually does not arrive before action. It arrives after you keep enough promises to yourself. You do not need to feel powerful before beginning. Beginning teaches you that you have power. And stop using motivation as your starting signal. Motivation is helpful, but it's unreliable. It usually appears when you're watching someone else succeed. For 10 minutes, you feel unstoppable. Then the video ends. Motivation can make you excited about the destination. It cannot carry you through the boring middle. And the boring middle is where your life changes. It changes on an ordinary Wednesday when nobody's watching. It changes when work feels repetitive. It changes when the results are not visible yet. Do not wait to feel motivated. Start moving and let motivation catch up. Action creates progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. But do not turn self-improvement into self-hatred. You do not need to disappear from life until you are fitter, richer, or more successful, or more confident. You can appreciate your life right now while changing it. You can enjoy today while building tomorrow. And you can be unfinished without being unacceptable. Improvement works better when it comes from self-respect. My life matters enough for me to take responsibility for it is very different from I hate who I am and I need to become someone else. You are not trying to erase yourself. You're choosing what happens next. Imagine your life as something already in motion. Time does not pause because you're uncertain. Your habits are taking you somewhere, whether you're consciously choosing to go to the destination or not. So ask yourself, if I continue living exactly as I am, where does this road lead in 3 years? What happens to my health, my relationships, my confidence, my unfinished ideas? Then ask, what is one repeated action that would begin taking me somewhere better now? Not 10 actions, one. Choose it, make it specific, and make it easy to begin. Then do it today. You do not need to transform your entire life tonight. You need to interrupt the pattern that keeps recreating the life you no longer want. That is how change happens fast. Not because the final result appears immediately, but because the moment you change your direction, you are no longer living the same life. You have stopped waiting. You've begun. And sometimes beginning is the fastest transformation of all. Thank you for listening, guys. And if this brought you any kind of value, please like and subscribe. And I've also got a suggestion for those who are listening. There's a great book called Eat That Frog. I'll put a link to it in the description, but you should definitely check it out. Thanks.